Yeah, new at 5, D.C. police called efforts to suppress violence in the city over the holiday weekend a success. Yes, they call it a success the same weekend where there were 15 shootings, leaving 14 people hurt and killing 5 others, including a 16-year-old boy. And so the question we put to Scott today, Scott Broom, who is on Kenilworth Terrace in Northeast, where that teen was gunned down early this morning, is why do they call this a success?
Well, we're about to hear from a deputy police chief who's going to explain this, but I'm focused today in this neighborhood because of the victim, one of the victims, who's a 16-year-old boy named LeVar Simmons. He died in the block behind me here early this morning, just after midnight. Back when he was 14, he was the subject of a critical missing person report here in the district. This is a photo of Simmons from that critical missing persons bulletin put out in February of 2020. Police reported Simmons had been found safely shortly after the bulletin went out, and he was not missing when at 1:10 a.m. today the 16-year-old was shot and killed after what police described as an altercation between him and another individual here on Kenilworth Terrace Northeast. A suspect has not been identified. Simmons is one of 5 homicide victims in the district since the holiday weekend started July 2nd. We mapped 10 incidents from the 4th through today. The violence was concentrated in neighborhoods east of the Anacostia River.
We had a successful weekend in terms of large gatherings and parades and cookouts this weekend.
Deputy MPD Police Chief Ashan Benedict explained there were actually fewer shooting victims this weekend than the prior weekend, which counted 23 victims. Benedict said the department successfully focused on policing large gatherings and neighborhood events, which were peaceful. He said 4 specific police posts that are receiving attention from the city's violent crime initiative are improving.
It's been successful to this point. We started early this year, and now we're halfway through the year, and homicides are down 14% in those PSAs. ADWs, assault with deadly weapons, are down 23%, and robberies are down 6% in the Homicide Reduction Partnership. So again, those communities are affected by gun violence historically. We put resources where we needed to, and we're seeing the gains from that.
But homicides are up 14% in 2022 citywide. Gun seizures are on track to top 3,000 this year, Benedict said. So the picture that's being painted by MPD today is that areas that are getting concentrated attention through special programs and weekend violence suppression programs, etc., they are improving. But it's obvious police can't be everywhere. In fact, Benedict said as much in his own words. We can't be everywhere. And he pointed out that Metropolitan Police, like a lot of police departments throughout our region and across the country, are short of officers right now. In the case of D.C. Police, they are short 500 officers, and they're frantically trying to recruit and hire as many as they can. Reporting live in Northeast, Scott Broom, WUSA 9.
Yeah, I suppose they have to take those small victories, as small as they are, when they can, as they try to tackle a huge problem for our area. Thank you, Scott.